With me now is Troy Wayne Poteet, Tribal Council, Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma, Weber Falls, Oklahoma. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And also with you is Kim Malloy. You are also with
Cherokee Nation. I work in communications for Cherokee Nation.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what you do. I mean, both of you. I want a little background as far as your responsibilities also with this conference, but your ongoing jobs in this area. Kim, I'll start with you.
I work in communications for the tribe, which means we do media relations. We work with the chief on scheduling and programs, events. We put out the tribal newspaper, the Cherokee Advocate, and the Cherokee Phoenix, which is the tribal newsletter. And then any other jobs that the chief assigns, that's what we do. I'm also a tribal member.
Meaning that you come.
I'm a member of the Cherokee Nation.
So your family ancestry and
my ancestors. Part of my ancestors come from this area of Georgia.
Is that right?
Troy and I, several generations back, have a cross, and the cross is right here in Georgia. So.
Our let's see, what would that be? Fourth great grandfather. We share the same fourth great grandfather. I think we're out of the same generation. I don't know how, 6 cousins or something like that. Almost all the Cherokees are related at some point.
How wonderful.
Because of the Dawes Commission roles, it's very easy for us to trace back the family history on the Cherokee side of the family.
So you had family members who, of course, made this trek.
The part that we share, mine didn't, his did.
Yeah, that ancestor we share in common died before the trail. He was either the president of the Cherokee Senate or the speaker or clerk of the council, the lower house of our legislative body. His home was on the grounds at New Echota.
Yes.
And he had a wife who was her ancient grandmother before he married my ancient grandmother, and that lady, her name was Mary Molly McCoy. As a child, she lived at New Echota. Of course, she made the trip on the Trail of Tears, and she's buried along the Arkansas River in Oklahoma, where they made their home after we made the trek.
Well, your thoughts about what's happening at this point with the plans for the trail and all the preparation that's going into this?
I think the Cherokee Nation is very excited about the plans and the process. So much research and work has already been done, making sure that it's historically correct. The story is going to be told accurately, and many times, I think this will be one of the most accurate stories that have been told, because the history books for so long have told a different side of the Native American story, and this one reflects the truths on both sides. So we're excited.
Okay, and so your function is to go to most of these conferences to make sure that the correct word is getting out?
Well, Chief Mankiller serves on the committee, and since she was unable to attend this one, she sent us to represent her, and so there's not a problem with this being historically accurate.
A little background about Chief Mankiller. I'm sorry she missed the conference. We were looking forward to meeting her, and after reading about her, I must say I was very impressed with what I have read and heard about what this woman has done to organize and to keep the unity. A little bit, do you know her personally? Do you work with her?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a great privilege to work with her. This is my first term as a tribal councilman. We represent particular districts now, and I come from the southernmost district. Wilma Mankiller is probably our greatest resource at this point. She's had incredible results. In spite of physical handicaps, she had poor health during her last term, and she's about overcome that. We're resilient people, and she embodies a lot of what's unique and good about the Cherokee people just in her own life. She overcomes. She can just about out-energy anybody, and she can get along with about anybody. She's a very unifying presence. She has respect. She treats everyone with respect and dignity, even those people who she disagrees with very heartily.
How long has she been involved with this idea and concept to really get it going with the trail?
Since its inception.
Since its inception.
Yes, she was. I'm sure she was invited to be a part of the advisory council that's been meeting here at the very beginning. And she just works so hard she can't be everywhere. She invited me. I was going to come anyway because I have an interest in history. Of the 15 members on the council, I probably have the greatest interest in history. So I was excited about getting to come and be a part of what's happening here. I think that for the Cherokees as a people, the most important aspect of the Trail of Tears is the fact that we survived it and we overcame it. And the republic that we established in the West is a testimony to our resilience and our strength, our adaptability. Of course, we're excited because the designation of this trail, the creation of it, putting it back together is going to raise public awareness about our people, not just our tribe, but the other tribes who made similar treks, maybe not quite the same routes. And also, many Cherokees are adamant environmentalists, and they'll welcome being connected with a preservation effort that will preserve those trails for hiking and for the greenery.
We are, of course, a very rich in Indian heritage in this area in Bartow County, and we've been undergoing a somewhat of a controversy with the Indian mounds, which you're probably familiar with in Cartersville, and that these are burial grounds, and they feel like that there have been those that have felt like that it was, sacrilegious or it was detrimental the way that they were being promoted as a tourist attraction, so to speak. That's a sacred area. I mean, do you have any thoughts on that? Do you feel like these are some areas that we need to be careful about? It's sort of
I feel like they presented very well. When we were there yesterday, we visited, and I felt like they weren't trying to take advantage of the Indianness. They wanted to share that. And your tourism director, parks director, was there with us, and he expressed his concerns about it. They don't show any actual bone material. They show some of the objects that they've recovered during the digs, but they do it in a way that's respectful, and I think that as long as that is there, then it's all right. They're very respectful towards the people.
I think that it would be almost impossible to have knowledge of these previous civilizations without archaeological work. And as Kim says, they don't display skeletal remains. If they display anything, it's models. And I think it's different, and I don't speak for the tribe at this point. I just speak from my own perception of things. It's a different situation when you are recovering things from a lost civilization. Although those people probably have descendants, there isn't a group of people here who still practice the same customs. That civilization is gone. And we'll not have knowledge if we don't go in and extract some things from there. So
Okay, another question, which may seem trivial, but this is an area that something that's happening in our area at this time, and we have this Braves baseball team, the Atlanta Braves, and their Tomahawk chop, and a lot of all that's happened, of this past year has caused some controversy. What are your thoughts on that? I'm just curious to know how you feel about it, because we read a lot, we hear a lot, but.
Well, in our office, we get all the media calls.
You do?
And it's, well, how does the Cherokee Nation feel? Well, Chief Mankiller did not come out on either side of the issue. Deputy Chief Ketcher just recently wrote a response question, one side yes, one side no, in which he explained that we have so many greater issues at stake than whether or not we're going to support a tomahawk chop or we're going to gripe about it. When we have education and social services and health care, those are the areas we need to be putting that energy in. Plus, our contemporaries in the eastern band of the Cherokee Nation have turned that adversity into economic
profit.
And so, when you see that they're making a profit off of the tomahawk chop, what do? I said go for it. You can make
You heard it right here.
They're supporting their people. Now, that's just my opinion.
I know.
But the people in my office supported the Braves last year during the World Series, so.
Good. Well, until we started winning, nobody cared. And then when the media hit, it really hit.
I work with two full-blood Cherokees. I'm only part, of course. And they both were supporting it, too. So.
Very good. Very good. good. We hear some sad situations out west where certain Indian populations, things have been very tough. Do you think things are improving? You know, even when I think about our economy affecting us all, has that really been doubly hard on the Indian reservations and in the areas out west where there's so many people living?
The Cherokee Nation is a non-reservation tribe,
Okay.
so we're mixed in with the general population, and we have a service area instead of a reservation area. And our service area is the area that was once the Cherokee Nation prior to statehood in Oklahoma. I don't think that we're any harder hit than the average Oklahoman. We do have poverty in the Cherokee Nation, but we're working very hard with a variety of programs, self-sufficiency programs, to help those people with education, with refurbishing homes, going in and putting in water lines. There are places that there's not running water in the house.
Oh, there are places in Bartow County like that.
You know, but those are being chipped away slowly. And the projects that we have are designed to have the community involved in laying the water line and repairing the homes. And from that, community leaders are found. And one of those leaders from the Bell community is now a member of our council, and he's serving his second term. So those programs not only benefit the community, but they benefited the whole tribe because Garland Eagle is an excellent council member.
Very good. Well, we commend you both for being here, and we certainly wish this whole project great success. I think you're well on your way, and I think Bartow County, you can count on them to rise to the occasion and do whatever they can to help support it. So thank you for being with us.
Glad to be here.
Good luck to you.